Okay, so welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today we're going to be tackling our favourite racers on the Switch that are available for purchase right now. The race genre, though, I gotta say, it started off slow on the Switch, but now, thankfully, we have a ton to choose from, so I'm here to share just a few of my personal favourites. Now, I want to say every game on this list I've played, it's my footage. If I miss any great ones, do let me know. Maybe I've not checked them out yet, and I'm always looking for something new to add to my library. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we do. We have a list like this every single week. We're breaking down the weekly eShop deals every Saturday, and then on top of that, we have like 3 or 4 reviews each and every week. So yeah, join the family. The Switch, it's our speciality. Let's get this started. So this video, we're doing it in no particular order, except for the last one. That is my absolute favourite. So yeah, because of that though, let's kick things off with the obvious one, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, I did restrict myself to just one kart racer for this video, and I know Crash and Sonic, they're great too, but can they really touch this one if you're being honest? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's a port of the Wii U title, throwing together all of the DLC as well, and talk about a game not losing any of its magic years later. If anyone's mastered the genre, I can say this, it's Mario and Friends, and they show that here for sure. 42 characters, 48 tracks, 23 different power-ups, single player cups, insanely addictive online play, battle mode. If you can think of a feature, this one pretty much has it. I've had this one since launch day, I've put hours and hours into it, and everyone, and I mean everyone, should own it. Okay, so let's do a throwback next. Virtua Racing from the Sega Ages collection. While I'd love to see a dedicated Formula 1 title finally make its way to the Switch, for now, this eShop build of the arcade classic will have to do. Yeah, it's a little on the light side for features, free tracks and an online mode that's nearly abandoned at this point, but it more than makes up for that in just pure senseless fun. Virtua Racing, actually, it works like this. You're both racing competitors in a 5-lap race, but also trying to make it to the next section of the track, the next checkpoint, before your timer runs out. Run out of time and it's game over. Throw in the fact then this has a online leaderboard and local multiplayer split screen where up to 8 players can race on one TV. Yes, you heard that right, 8. Things can get totally crazy there. It's just, what I'm trying to say is it's giving you more than enough reason to keep on returning. I gotta say as well, it helps. The visuals, they look stylish as hell, running at 60 frames per second, 1080p in all their glory. It's budget and it's worth it. Okay, so for all you bike enthusiasts out there, Monster Energy Supercross 3. This one, it's sitting somewhere between arcade and like a mild simulation experience. Out of the trilogy so far released on the Switch though, I gotta say it just blows the other two away. I've got a full review for this one over on the channel, but this one, I'd say expect great graphics, licensed teams and tracks, deep customization options, a huge career mode, some seriously impressive bike physics as long as you're not in the air, and yeah, single player, local play and online. It even features a track creator, so this one, it's basically endless. That's what earned itself a spot on today's list. My only complaint with this one, if they could just add a full racing field, then this one would have just an absolute must-buy rating from me. But right now, if you are a bike fan, I think you could do a lot worse. So World Rally Championship 8, I'm going to put this out there now. It's a miracle this ever managed to make its way to the Switch. This one, it's pushing the system to its absolute max, but damn am I happy they pulled it off. This one, it was very nearly my #1 pick to stick at the end of the video, but it was just very slightly beaten out. I'll say this though, it's for the die-hard race fans out there leaning heavily into a simulation experience. Don't come here for like arcade entertainment. Yes, when you start the game, it will give you the options for like a beginner, and that's just a full like subtitle to basically say, I'm going to kick your ass just a little bit less. This beginner mode is more challenging than most racers at a hard difficulty level. 50 teams, 14 rallies, a fully developed physics engine, 100 special tracks, and a career mode where you can choose to either manage the team or just skip that entirely and jump straight into races. You've got hundreds of hours ahead of you mastering this incredibly fine-tuned race experience. Complaints-wise, I will say it's a good-looking game, but it does struggle with popping all over the place. Personally, I see this as just compromised to deliver the rock-solid frame rate they've managed to put out there on the Switch, and in that case, I'm okay with it. Serious race fans only need a play here. Frustration, lots of damage and crashes, and multiple restarts await you, but the payoff, I gotta say, it's so worth it. So futuristic racing, more your thing? In that case, a fast RMX has you covered. This is Wipeout meets F-Zero, but it adds its own distinct flavour to the experience to make it, make it its own. Basically, if you want to go fast, this is about as fast as it can get right now. A huge selection of creative tracks, some kick-ass hovercraft-like vehicles, a boost system that actually relies on you switching the engine colour between yellow and blue at the back of the craft, so if you have the wrong colour, expect some serious slowdown while you're going over these boost pads. Throw this then on top of tight controls, the lock 60 frames per second, the extensive single player mode and online and local multiplayer, and in my opinion, you have a winner here as far as arcade entertainment goes. This one, it is quite easily up there for me, especially when you factor in the bargain asking price they put on it. It's crazy to skip this one. So if ever there was a game that was influenced by retro and knows it and basically screams it, it's gotta be Horizon Chase Turbo. Clearly influenced by genre classics like Outrun and Top Gear, they chose wisely with their ambitions and their influences. I can't question them for a second on that. A great career mode that literally sees you navigating the globe, a fast arcade pace with nitro for good measure, a system which has you racing the competition as well as then picking up gas to make the next checkpoint. On top of this then, there's a stunning 80s fused synth soundtrack, and the visuals, look at them, they're beautiful. They're embodying retro with a suitably modern twist. This one, I'd describe it as pick up and play goodness, with a surprising amount of content that's going to keep you coming back, especially when you factor in all the DLC that's dropping, and a lot of it is coming out for free. Just go and buy this one, you won't regret it. Okay, so fed up of being on the road or even in the sky, how about something water-based? Riptide GP to me is best summed up as Wave Race meets the Wipeout series. What makes this one stand out for me, it's the physics, the craft bouncing across the waves, the micro adjustments it demands of you as these waves just throw you entirely off course. Is it realistic? Of course not, don't come here for that. Come here for over-the-top stunts in a world that seems to have canals pretty much everywhere and it knows how to have fun with it. Bringing to the table though a relatively deep career mode, multiplayer, futuristic crafts, riders, great track design, a simplistic but fun stunt system. There's a whole lot here to get stuck into, and talk about a great price, making this one just very hard to resist in my opinion, especially when there's nothing else quite like it on the Switch or any other console of recent memory that I can think of. Burn Racing was one of the first reviews I did on this very channel, and it's a game I continue to play to this day. That's over 2 years later, which should just speak for itself. This top-down racer just suits what I want from a racer on the console. Something I can pick up and play on the go for a few minutes here and there, and then just put it down. High octane fun in bite-sized chunks. Now that's not to say there's not depth here, because there really is. It just works so well no matter what you're looking for from a game. The career mode, it's huge, consisting of 11 seasons. There's 300 events, there's 13 event types. You can buy upgrades for your vehicle like a light RPG. You can get some friends around for a split screen multiplayer, or even just go and play online cross-network play. On top of that then, the 12 different tracks, the weather effects that will impact your handling, and then the weapon pickups. There's so many ways to make your opponent go boom. It's a great little racer that too often goes overlooked, and I'm hoping with this video we can maybe turn that around a little bit. So next up, the classic Outrun. What more can really be said about this game? Created by Yu Suzuki, the mad genius who created Afterburner, Hang-On, Virtua Fighter, the Shenmue series. Very few individuals have had the impact he has. For those that don't know though, and which should be no one honestly, with Outrun you're racing against the clock over 5 track sections. There's no real competitors, just you, the road, a full tank of gas, and loads of cars on the road to avoid. Both relaxed but yet kind of tense. It's a one of a kind of experience that has beautiful graphics, and it's all accompanied by an amazing 9-track soundtrack. That's a decent jump up from the original 3-track soundtrack we got back in the day. Overall though, based on the 3DS build of Outrun, it's never felt better, and it's all running at a solid 60 frames per second. Budget price for a masterpiece? Yeah, just count me in. So while this list has been in no particular order today, my favourite Switch racer, my personal number one, it's an easy choice, Grid Autosport. This game, it's one I played back on the 360, and I was an instant addict. At the time I wasn't a big race fan honestly, but something about this one just hooked me. Also I gotta say it was kind of iconic for myself because it was the first race or the first game I can really remember that had two features. The rewind ability, you know, when you screwed up you could just kind of jump backwards, but then also the ability to choose from a list of names, and the pit crew, as long as you were lucky enough to have your name in this list, would say it out loud. I just remember that blowing my mind at the time. It was such a cool feeling to hear it. Grid though, it's just such a complete package. There's a ton of different disciplines, from standard races to endurance to demolition derby to drag racing. The graphics, they're stunning and made even better with two factors. One, there's actually a high-res texture pack that you can download for free, which makes this easily the best looking racer on the Switch right now. And then two, it actually has options for performance. The standard, it comes in at 30 FPS, but if you're willing to drop that graphical fidelity, you can get this beast of a game up to 60 frames per second. Just expect some compromise there on the visuals. These options though, they're often missed on consoles, so it's a great addition to see. Fortunately though, on top of all this, what really makes the game, it's the controls. They're amazing, where each and every race type feels unique, from the weight of drag racing to those drift competitions where the car's gracefully forcing its way around the track with elegance. Grid is a must-buy with a ton of options, from career to quick races to time trials to those special events. I can confidently say there's something here for everyone. Complaints, I have a couple. One, this does need a physical release in my opinion. There's no reason this should be locked to the eShop. And then two, online multiplayer is still not here, but it will be arriving in 2020. They're really supporting this game with a huge amount of updates and patches, and I really do hope the community sticks around for this one. It absolutely deserves the attention. It also helps here too that the price for what you're getting is just incredible, honestly. So what do you all think? Did I miss any of your favourites? Yes, as I said, I know I skipped Crash Team Racing, Team Sonic, I opted for Mario Kart. I also very nearly included the arcade craziness of Road Redemption and the challenging Rise Race the Future, but they were just slightly beaten out. But what would you like to see? What would be on your list that I haven't included today? You know, what else should I be checking out? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking to build out this library. With that though, hit that subscribe button. Every week we have a list just like this one. Next week's going to be roguelites. We have a best of eShop deals every Saturday, and then on top of that we normally have like 3 or 4 reviews each and every week. Basically, if you like Switch videos, we've definitely got you covered. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you all on the next video.